This is EA Sports coverage of the PGA Tour. Frank, there really is nothing quite like it. The old course at St. Andrews, and you know the old course is old when the new course is 100 years old. You know you're in a place that is bathed in history.
Yeah, the fact that they can't really figure out who exactly designed the old course, it just evolved. And the true, if you look at a scorecard, the fact that you go out and in, it's designed purely around St. Andrews because 9 holes are out, then you turn around in the loop and come all the way back to the clubhouse. So the amazing thing is you actually can, if you get lucky, play 9 holes with the wind behind you, and if fortunately with the tide it turns, you can get 9 holes with the wind at your back as well.
Well, this one has a chance to be really good. That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from that.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
So a chance for birdie after another solid approach shot. Now Patrick Rodgers on the approach shot. Well, this one should be safely on deck here. That one is well off target. This one just requires a little bit of focus. You've got to be kidding me. That was right on the edge.
I tell you, he wants a do-over there. Now it's at sneaky distance.
Continues to putt beautifully. Not going so well for him. He has this for bogey. Just a shade over par, +1. Now to the second hole here at the Open Championship. And Frank, what's the best way to attack?
Ideally, if you're not the longest hitter, just down the right side. But if you've got some wind conditions, wind behind your back, you can nearly drive this green. Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Frank made this hole just a little bit harder hitting it into the rough.
I would say a lot harder.
And that's going to stay on the fairway here at the second hole. Second shot coming out of the rough here. Frank did the prudent thing there, didn't he?
Yeah, in the end, really, you could have turned that into a disaster. Instead, actually a good chance, really, to perhaps get away with par.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Good-looking shot right here. So on the putting surface, and taking a good look now at this birdie putt here at the second. Third shot, looking for a good one. Talk to any of the experts, they will tell you this is a guy to keep an eye on. Patrick Rodgers has this now for birdie. Well, that was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
Sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
Locked in on the read and the speed. -1 in the early going. For par. One over for the day. At the third hole now, Frank, it looks relatively easy, but you know there's some danger lurking somewhere out there on the old course.
There is. There's the pot bunkers down the right side. This is a tee where really you want to have an idea where that wind is coming from. If it's into your face, you might want to be a little cautious and go towards the middle of the golf course. But if it's behind you, well, then it's worth challenging that right side.
Right out of the center of the bat.
Did you hear that?
Second shot now for Jonas Blixt.
Oh, nice strike, Rich. Not quite directly in line with the flag.
Just drifting a bit to the right, but he'll settle. You wouldn't call that a miss hit, but it wasn't his best. That one just sort of drifted right and a long ways from the flagstick. Setting up for an approach shot here. Frank, you've been around this game for a pretty long time. Are players, in fact, more athletic today than they were, say, 20, 25 years ago?
There's no question, Rich, they are. That we've borrowed from other sports. If you can't make the player better, you can make them more athletic. And in the end, you're still making the golfer better.
This is a pretty long putt here. You'd be happy to get this to within 2 or 3 feet. You really want to take the stress out of that next putt. That is an excellent lag putt right there. Had the speed perfectly. This is one of the game's most talented young players, Patrick Rodgers, now for birdie. That was a good run right there. Almost went in.
At least he's seen the line as it went past the hole. So just replicate that on the way back.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Nice par to remain 1 under. Needs this for par. To 1 over par early on in this round. Frank, now at the fourth hole.
Yeah, long par 4, two choices, whether you game enough to drive it down the right or down the left, which is a much wider piece of fairway.
Into the tall cabbage. That ball is swallowed up. That one is bunker bound, it looks like. Not what he wanted, but he's headed to the beach. No fairway here, this one in that rough. He'll need to be strong with this.
Good recovery shot. Couldn't make the green, but at least he's back in play.
Played the smart shot right there. Second shot coming out of the rough here. Not close, but not bad either. That one's about 25 feet away. Blixt now ready for his third shot. Boy, this could be a tough one right here, Frank.
It's a very long putt, Rich. Obviously, it's difficult, but he still has a shot to sink this one for birdie.
Oh, I thought he had that. Well, you couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Settles in over the putt. Solid par to remain 1 under. Patrick Rodgers has this for par. Good roll, solid. That's a par. Par fives, this is where players look to make the move in a major championship. How does this fifth hole par 5 measure up, Frank?
Well, if you can avoid the bunkers, they're actually left and right, but especially that little group of 3 bunkers, then it sets up well. It'll be a blind second shot, but you try and guide your second shot between the 2 bunkers on the hill in front of you, which are called the spectacles.
They'll be happy with that in the fairway. Now a good chance to attack this hole. We moved that one out there, but he is not going to like the lie.
That moved down in the rough. Second shot.
In the thick stuff.
Thick, it's brutal out there.
Second shot from the rough. It's on the way.
that's off the beaten track. That's got 5 minutes to find it. Remember, out of the rough, expect the ball to jump forward a little bit. Well, there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Birdie try up next. And getting ready for the putt. Wow, I can't believe he found the cup on that one.
Clean up on aisle 5.
Birdie chance here. Very long putt, though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him.
Oh, do that. Moving on to the par 4 6th hole here at the birthplace of golf. This hole shares a green actually with the 12th. How do you work your way around this hole, Frank?
Some sort of tee shot, 3 bunkers that look like they're in the left center of the fairway and a series of bunkers down the right. So somehow bisect those, and then you set yourself up to a green with a false front.
A great way to start a hole, nicely placed in the fairway. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Frank, how did he do there?
Well, he's inside 30 feet, but 27 feet, it's not exactly what you'd call close.
Chance to get it close here. Well, this is going to be an interesting day. The wind is howling, or as they would say in Scotland, just a wee breeze. I don't know what happened there, but he missed it badly. Well to the right. Let's see if Blixt can make a birdie here. Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt.
Oh, good roll, good putt.
And he's putting for par now. With authority, count it as a par and 2 under. Back here at the Open Championship on the 7th hole here at the Old Course.
Yeah, blind tee shot. This is one hole that really does advantage the long hitter. They can get it very close to this green, but this green has got some amazing undulations in it. This is not heading in the right direction.
It looks like it's going to be in the rough. Into the thick stuff. That's a difficult lie. Frank, right where you want to be.
Wouldn't be better if it was on a tee.
Now the second shot from 130 yards. Not terrible, but not his best.
An outside chance, really, for birdie, but really, it was a rather poor approach shot.
Now Patrick Rodgers on the approach shot. Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Pretty long putt right here. You'd be happy to get it to within 2-3 feet. Right off the edge.
Just a fraction softer, then it might have just turned in.
Terrific young talent, Patrick Rodgers, trying to make birdie. Ooh, almost fell, just a few inches from dropping.
Sometimes the game just isn't fair.
Just a little tap in here. Did the job right there. Holding steady now at 2 under par. Frank, now at the par 3 8th, and how challenging is this hole?
Well, it's called short on the scorecard, but massive green. The problem here is trying to hit it close. A lot of little subtle breaks and undulations in this green. Often you see long, long birdie putts here.
Beautiful approach shot there and a good chance to take advantage. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read.
It's amazing. Doesn't matter how close it goes. It's an extra shot. That one will definitely hurt.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. Oh, man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Those keep the round going, those par putts. Has it, and he's 2 under par. Rounding out the opening 9 here at St. Andrews, and Frank, this par 4 features a couple of fairway bunkers that players will have to contend with.
Yeah, this is a fun hole when you first stand on that tee and look at it. You see those bunkers smack bang in the middle of the fairway. The last bunker there in the middle is called the end hole. This hole is called the end. But this green, too, is so flat, very, very difficult to read. But if you get there, pull the head cover off the driver. Remember, this is the only chance you get to play the old course.
Good tee shot, right in the short grass. And he's set up for his second shot here, looking to knock it on the green. This is a good-looking shot. Chance to close out the front side here with a birdie. Second shot now for Patrick Rodgers. Boy, this could be a tough one right here, Frank.
It's a very long putt, Rich. Obviously, it's difficult, but he still has a shot to sink this one for birdie.
Well, you could see he thought he had that.
It looked in the whole way until the end.
Well, you couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. This is one of the game's most talented young players, Patrick Rodgers, now for birdie. In the hole, and that'll bring the score to 1 under. Locked in on the read and the speed. Nice par to remain at 2 under. Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back. Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like.
Oh, that's off the beaten track. You got 5 minutes to find it.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. Frank did the prudent thing there, didn't he?
Yeah, in the end, really, you could have turned that into a disaster instead. Actually, a good chance, really, to perhaps get away with par.
He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. Third shot, looking for a good one. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
That's all he wanted to do there.
Yeah, it's touch. And when you think from that distance, chances of making are almost none. So to guarantee a 2-putt, well done.
Jonas Blixt for par. Two under par for the round. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Stays at 1 under with that par. Down to the par 3 11th, and Frank, what's the key here?
Well, this green is slightly elevated. Huge false front, sort of left and right of that Strath bunker. And, of course, that bunker on the hill, or should I say that bunker on the left is called Hill. That's the famous bunker where Bobby Jones couldn't get out of it many years ago and actually ripped up his scorecard. So a good tee shot here, just find that right level where the flag is.
Still some work to do here at the par 3, Frank.
Yeah, you'd think there with the size of that green, this green would be an easy one to hit, but that's irrelevant now. Let's see if he can get it up and down.
That looked like a miss hit, Frank.
The lie was okay. It's a little surprising. Maybe wrong club.
Second shot now for Jonas Blixt. Not too unhappy with that, Frank, at 17 feet.
No, from that distance, it's more than good.
Frank, you like his chances to walk away with a par here?
Well, with a good shot, Rich, yeah, that's certainly on the cards in that. And you think you just write a par down at the end of the hole. Don't tell anyone about it. It certainly won't affect the scorecard at the end of the day. So that's the goal right here. No snack though.
So close, just a tap in from there. Here's the colorful Jonas Blixt. Good putter, and this is for par.
Oh, another one goes in.
Clean this up with a tap. So with that, the score is now at even par. Frank, the charm of St. Andrews, the history of the old course, it all sort of comes into view here at the 12th, doesn't it?
Yeah, very pretty hole. Eden Estuary to the right. Obviously a nice view of the township of St. Andrews in the distance. But long hitters can just lick their chops and have a crack at this green. All they've got to do is worry about that little pot bunker short. But either into the breeze, or if you're not a long hitter, you've got to worry about those 4 bunkers that are well placed smack bang in the middle of this fairway. This is definitely not going down the fairway.
It doesn't look good. I think it's going to be in the deep rough. You have to think he'll be happy with that, given that it looked like it was headed right for the rough.
Yeah, it looked like that was the only place it was going to finish. But, well, it's a little bit unexplainable. Let's see what he does from here now. Lucky break.
Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. On the green in regulation.
Rich, one of the problems with the 12th hole is the severity of these ridges on the green. If you've got a pitch shot or a short shot coming in here, not only do you have to get the distance right, but you've got to get the right spin on the ball, whether it kicks forward or you want it to stop.
Frank, he has to be scratching his head as he reaches for a sand wedge or a gap wedge for his next shot.
Well, you know, the FedEx Cup, Rich, I mean, you're meant to get there by 10:30 tomorrow. That thing's still going.
Birdie chance here. Very long putt, though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him.
Missed on that one, Frank.
Yeah, not a problem.
Getting set now over the putt. You've got to be kidding me. That was right on the edge.
I tell you, he wants to do over there.
Has this one for par. Did the job right there. Nudge this one home, finish it up. One over for the day. Now to the par 4 13th, and again, Frank, it's all about avoiding the bunkers.
Yeah, another hole that forces you to go either right or left of something that you can see. The two bunkers called the coffins right up ahead. You can also go beyond those, and if you do, then you've got a much shorter shot in, but you've got to avoid those fairway bunkers. They are very costly.
Not quite what he was hoping for, the tee shot in the bunker. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Frank, really no problem. High-level players don't mind a fairway bunker.
Yeah, good clean lie. Just a nice swing there. Guaranteed the clean contact. The lip shouldn't be a problem. Still fly that ball all the way to the green.
Out of the sand and back on the fairway.
Yeah, good shot. Just really utilized that little bit between the ears. Realized he couldn't reach the green, and instead opted for fairway.
He'll be pleased with that. The approach shot is about 12 feet away. Blixt now ready for his third shot. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Well, this one's tracking.
More than a bonus on the scorecard, that.
Patrick Rodgers for par. Hoping to drop only one shot, this for bogey. So, 2 over par for the round. Frank, you can actually play this 14th hole by taking a detour to another hole on the front side. Explain.
Yeah, that's the 4th hole. The 4th hole is adjacent to the 14th, and if you're in a little bit of trouble off the tee, there's nothing wrong with playing the 14th as a zigzag style par 5. So that means the drive, if it doesn't go down the right, you go further left and then back to the green. But It's a safer way, but a much longer option.
Well, the tee shot has landed in the bunker. Frank, the good players certainly aren't panicked when they're in a fairway bunker, are they?
Just make sure your feet stay nice and firm in the sand there. There's a tendency to move your feet around a little bit.
Frank, that was the right thing to do.
Yeah, there was no advantage to try and get any more out of that. Smart shot.
Second shot coming up here at the par 5.
Now, this is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. In the thick stuff.
Thick, it's brutal out there. Common thread here, rough, rough, rough.
Long way again. Frankie's managed to hit it in the rough yet again.
Yeah, this is hard to imagine. You know, the fairways aren't that narrow today.
From 105 out. Coming out of the rough and right up next to the hole. This requires a lot of speed through the ball. Frank, that was a pretty tough lie out of the rough there.
Yeah, it made that actually a little easier than what it really is. It would have been too easy to try and bite off more than you can chew. So I've got to give him a pat on the back for that.
Back in the fairway. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Just misses.
Well, that takes the strain off the next one.
Good lag putt right there. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Tough hole has this now for double bogey. Drops it, and he's at even par. Sitting right now at 2 over par for the round. That's a par. Stays at +2. Time to tee it up here at the 15th as we begin the closing stretch here at the Open Championship of the Old Course at St. Andrews.
There's a big steeple in the distance, so even when it starts to fog in a bit, if you can keep your eye on that, that's a good line off the tee. And you've got to keep it, your tee shot just short of this sort of heather, big crop of heather down the left side. It still leaves you a lengthy second shot, but really that's the safest way to try and play this par 4, 15th. Very good par 4. The great Bobby Jones used to say the hardest shot in golf's the next one. Judging by that light, it's not going to be too hard. Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Into the thick stuff, that's a difficult lie. Ball sitting down here in the rough, he's digging in. You can see a little bit off balance on the tee, and that one is going to be in the rough. You have to think he'll be happy with that, given that it looked like it was headed right for the rough.
Yeah, it looked like that was the only place it was going to finish, but, well, it's a little bit unexplainable. Let's see what he does from here now. Lucky break.
Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance, really, for birdie, but really, it was a rather poor approach shot.
Third shot, looking for a good one. Pretty long putt right here. You'd be happy to get it to within 2-3 feet. Always two components to the long lag putt, the speed, number one, and then the read. And missed out on that second part. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Those keep the round going, those par putts. Lining this one up for par. Clean this up with a tap. So, with that, 3 over par now for the round. Headed for home now, partner, the 16th hole, and what are we looking at here?
Well, you have to avoid the principal's nose. Otherwise, you're going to finish up in the principal's office.
Frank, it makes the game easy when you play it from the fairway.
Especially when you play it from a lie like that.
Second shot now for Jonas Blixt. Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. See if you can get this one to drop here at the 16th for a birdie. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Boy, this could be a tough one right here, Frank.
It's a very long putt, Rich. Obviously, it's difficult, but he still has a shot to sink this one for birdie.
How does that not go in?
Amazing. Stroke looked good. Line looked good, just did not take that final break.
Terrific young talent, Patrick Rodgers, trying to make birdie. Wow, I thought he made that. Frank, that's not one you're necessarily thinking about making.
No, just good putt, though. There's no two ways about that. He's putting well.
That's a par, and that keeps the scorecard clean, still even for the round. This one just requires a little bit of focus. They'll take it. That's a par. Frank, the 17th hole, you can get room service along the way here?
You can. If you flare one right there, you'll also pay a penalty for out of bounds. And so that hamburger better taste good, better be worth it. A little left of that, little left of the out of bounds, and you're left with a second shot. It's fairly daunting because you have the road hole bunker to avoid and the road behind the green. Hence the name.
We moved that one out there, but he is not going to like the lie.
That moved down in the rough.
Into the tall cabbage. That ball is swallowed up. Second shot coming out of the rough here. He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. He'll need to be strong with this. Frank did the prudent thing there, didn't he?
Yeah. In the end, really, you could have turned that into a disaster instead. Actually, a good chance, really, to perhaps get away with par.
Long putt here. This will require a good touch. Pretty good stroke right there, just to hit it through the break.
Well, it's that sort of distance. If it goes in, it's a bonus.
Getting set now over the putt. Well, you couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. This to drop one shot, Blixt for bogey. One over for the day. Okay, that's par. 3 over for the round. Without a doubt, it is one of the most famous finishing holes in all of golf. Frank, it doesn't look like much from the tee, but wow, when you factor in the history, it's something special, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a little road that runs across this par 4. It's about 100 yards short of the green. It certainly comes into play when you play this hole into the breeze. But no breeze or into the breeze, you've got to worry about the out of bounds that surrounds the green all the way down the right side and beyond. And it's a wonderful little finishing hole in many ways because it tests the mere mortal and it tests the greats of the game.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
That will be a great look at birdie. And he's set up for his second shot here, looking to knock it on the green. Birdie chance here. Very long putt, though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him. Oh, that was nasty.
That's an outrage right there. I mean, if there's a high commission of golfdom, we need to consult them right now because it's just simply not fair, Frank. It's not.
I think the people above are frowning on the people below.
That's a round of 72 for the day. Going to move on with a par in his pocket. Did the job right there. Frank, it really was vintage St. Andrews today in so many ways. Just a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, the old course has so many great memories. Obviously, when it crowns the 2015 Open champion, it will add another great name to its already impressive roster. But for anybody to play this great golf course, it's a chance to be linked with the past and the future of the game.